Working at a restaurant is meaningless. Let's be real. We spend days preparing the food. Some of us has to make dough and let it rise for 2 days. We shred cheese, we slice vegetables, we roast meat, whatever it is that you serve. It doesn't matter, right? We put days of work and do something that when a customer places their order, hopefully within 10 to 15 to 20 minutes, right, we're able to serve them that food. When in reality, that food within hours is going to end up in the toilet and get flushed. Have you thought about that? I don't know if as well, have you ever felt like, you go home extremely exhausted after a long day at work? And long days for us can be 10 plus hours where you've been on your feet and you actually forget, have I had lunch? You come home, you're like, I'm actually pretty hungry. I thought I had lunch. Did I? It's just because you're surrounded by food all day. You forget if you ate or you didn't eat, and as you know, this industry is really tough. And I feel like it's really hard to hear that. But the truth is, again, working at the restaurant in itself or running a restaurant in itself is meaningless. Washing dishes for 5 hours is meaningless. And sometimes we are stuck in these cycles of interviewing people, hiring them, training them, coaching them, terminating them, or they quit. Again, interviewing, training every single week, week in and week out. And it can be pretty exhausting. October 26th is Make a Difference Day. Actually, it's a national day. And today we're talking about how you and me as restaurant professionals, the difference that we're making in the lives of our customers and the lives of our people and in the lives of our community. This is something that I learned watching, and you can look that up on YouTube. It's like a Walmart shareholder meeting or something like that. A lot of companies that are public companies like Walmart, Amazon, Facebook, what have you, they do have quarterly shareholder report that they send out, including your Pizza Hut and Domino's and Papa John's. You can look them up. In fact, I strongly recommend you look in those numbers because they do have to report by law publicly their sales, what they've been doing, where the direction of the company is going for their shareholders. So I watched this video on YouTube a few months ago, which was Walmart's quarterly shareholder thing. But this one was a bit different. It was on this huge stage. They had Jennifer Gardner, I don't know if you know, is the actress from the show Alias there. They had bands and music and dance. And they had turned this shareholder meeting into this celebration. And they had brought their folks from Korea or Africa, wherever they have all the Walmart locations, as well as obviously many locations in the US. And they were celebrating their people. They're like, oh, team from Australia. Everybody's like, whoa, a lot of their phonetic team members, I don't know what it was, but their CEO or their director of different departments and folks that would come on stage. There was music and dance, and it was all about more of reporting on something that they were celebrating. The progress of the company, the differences they've made, free meals that they've served, all together the things that they've been doing, and they were celebrating it during this shareholder meeting. So today I'm going to share with you what I learned from that Walmart show that I thought about how we can apply to our restaurants. Again, we own a couple restaurants here in the San Antonio area, and we can learn from everybody, right? We can learn and we can apply. I'm going to share with you what I learned and what we've started implementing every single month that has helped us build our brand and reputation in the community. Be well known, and which kind of helps a lot when we screw up, because everybody screws up. And I mean, it's just a fact, right? We all screw up. For people to be way more gracious to us and contacting us directly because we've been able to build that brand, and also give meaning to the work that we're doing on a day-to-day basis. So our people know the difference they make, and our customers, for them to know by supporting us what a difference they make. So since then, we have been creating something that we call a monthly. We create a report every single month that we're calling it our impact report, actually. So our impact report is simply reporting on the impacts that we've had as a restaurant in our community. So we share that on our social media, on our website, in our email newsletter, on Facebook notes, Google Post, all kinds of places that we can. We brag about proudly of the impact our restaurant has had thanks to our team and our customers. So again, externally, we share it in all these public places, and we call that our customer impact report. And the same report we share internally using our scheduling platform that we use, that we can send a mass text message, not a text message, it's a message via our app the scheduling thing, right? You can send a general message to everybody on the team. We also send that report, that impact report every single month, thanking our team for what they have been able to make possible and the difference they make by being part of our team and what it is that we can do collectively as a team. The truth is that everybody wants to make a difference in the community wherever they live. It sounds great. But the truth is, if you're not part of a team and collectively, we're not going to make as big of a difference as individually trying to do little things. So I want our team to know that collectively together, we are making a huge difference. One way is just to tell them. The other one is to share footage and tell stories, which is, again, as you know, facts tell, stories sell. So what do we put in our monthly impact report that hopefully, if you see fit, if you see that it's going to help your team feel that the work is more meaningful and also you're able to connect to your customers better, maybe at the end of this show, you can go home and apply that, or wherever you're at, you can apply that, implement it, and make some dough. So in our impact report, as I've always said, you need to share footage. So sharing footage is photos and videos of different events you've hosted. If you've been donating, gift cards or food anywhere, we take photos because we have that vision to share that at the end of every month. So we're able to get the team on board to share with us those photos and those videos. As I've mentioned many times, it is important to have an on-the-ground local strategy. No matter all the online marketing, which I'm pro of, we do, again, as you know, text message marketing, email marketing, Facebook ads, I'm pro all of that. On top of that, I strongly believe, and I mentioned this on this show many times, it is critical for us to have an on-the-ground strategy where we're meeting people face-to-face, we're shaking their hands, we're passing out our free food, and we're building goodwill. So we take food to our local fire station because we love them, our police station because we appreciate them protecting us, right? And our local churches because that is aligned with who we are. We support their youth group gatherings, whatever. We take free pizza. We're in the pizzerias. So that's what we do. That's what we've done for 5 years. Now, in the last 6 months, we've decided to capture photos and videos of these events, or anywhere that we go with our food, we take photos and videos. We also host many events in the store, right? We host birthdays and anniversaries, graduation parties. Some of them are scheduled ahead of time. Some of them are just suddenly you have a group of people who come in and you ask, hey, what are y'all celebrating? And they're going to say it's so-and-so's birthday, right? It happens, I'm sure, to everybody. So those are all opportunities to capture footage, photos and videos, and tell stories of life that is happening around your food, around your restaurant to everybody. So what has worked for us is to understand the actual impact doesn't happen necessarily through my husband and I who own the restaurant, but rather our people, because they're the ones doing the work while I'm here at home talking to you, right? Our people are making things happen in terms of preparing the food, or our managers are hiring and firing and training and all of that. As well, our customers, they can choose to go somewhere else and they're choosing to do business with us. They're choosing to celebrate their birthday with us. And that means the world because they have options. So we make the stories we tell. Our impact report is not about our restaurant. It's about our customers and it's about our people. I'm, in fact, not usually in the pictures. If we have a team member, so there was like a wrestling tournament going on, somebody came in asking us if we would donate some pizzas, and we sure did. They had somebody from like a Olympics wrestling there. I made sure to send a couple of our team members to go take a picture because I want our team to feel that, not to feel, because I want them to feel the fact that they are the ones making this donation possible. I want them to see the little kids' faces when they eat the food. And obviously when the photos and the videos are taken, I purposefully want our people to be in those footages, not me as the owner or like the manager. You know what I mean? It depends on who you are as you're kind of checking into this show. But again, it's not as much about our restaurant, but more about telling stories of our people and our customers doing business with us. And actually the occasion that we're celebrating, because life is precious and it's going with the speed of light. Ultimately, our goal and our desire is that the community where our restaurant is located, we want this community to be a better place, a better place to work, a better place to live, a better place for families who live there to send their kids to the school because we are there. And that ultimately is the desire of any business, right? We want people to know that this is a better place, this is a better community because we are here. In a previous show, I talked about how critical it is for us as local business owners, particularly restaurants, to be aware that one of our main roles in the community is to be a connector. I shared with you all the many ways as a restaurant professional how we can connect our customers to one another, our customers to our people, our customers to the business community, and vice versa. We are a connector because we have thousands of customers that we serve, and we ourselves have connections with the business community that they themselves have access to thousands of customers. It is a privilege to be in this position, and we do need to use that to the community's benefit. If you want to hear all about how that is actually a marketing tactic that you do need to consider as a restaurant professional, I'm going to make sure to link down below the link to that YouTube video. So you can hopefully, again, implement something out of it and go make some dough. Okay, so now you're like, fantastic, that sounds good. I would like to implement something similar as, I don't know what day of the month it is as you're tuning into this particular show. You're like, let's start doing that. Let's start creating an impact report, a customer impact report, which as well is the same as a team impact report, and publish it every single month. Well, how am I going to start, and where do we start, and what do we do? So in the next section, I'm going to talk to you about, your dough making action plan. So the first step is it is important to choose one main point of contact. And in our case, I don't want to be the point of contact because my job as the business owner is to build the business and cast a vision. So the vision for this, the impact report, came from me getting inspired, watching some Walmart YouTube video, right? So I have a person on the ground who is in charge of this. So do you have a manager? Do you have somebody or even a team member who may not be a manager, but has the following characteristics? One, that person is friendly. That person is caring. I don't know if you're familiar with DISC and personality things. This would be in the DISC thing would be an S, a person who is very caring for other people, who's not very task oriented, but rather a people person, because they're going to even value this way more. And they are going to be eager to find opportunities for the restaurant where you can be parts in the community. So choose one point of contact that if people are sending photos or videos or stories, it will not be you. It'll be that point of contact. So the POC is the first step. So first step, again, as I mentioned, choose that POC and think about how you're going to meet with them and to communicate with them the vision you have for this activity and how it's going to help the team as a whole, bring morale up, and then also how are we going to, again, communicate to the community how they've been able to make things happen by supporting our business. So you need to be able to effectively communicate the vision, or you can have them just watch this video on YouTube or listen to the show on the podcast. Okay, so you can do that as well. And so I'll tell them what the vision is, but they need to fully understand what the vision is so they're able to go out there and capture these stories. As I mentioned, everything takes a village. So you need to make sure your whole team is on board with this. So the way to do that is the next step for you is to maybe create a team memo. And I've shared a lot of times in this show what I mean by that. A team memo, it depends on the size of your team. As a whole, we have like maybe 50 people in part of our team. So I need to make sure everybody knows a particular piece of intel or information. So what we do is we create these team memos. So it simply is going to be a one page, very simply on top. What's the purpose of this team, of this memo, and what are the steps to take? So in this case is like, hey, starting next month, we're doing a team impact report. And for that, every time that there is a birthday, every time that there is an anniversary, blah, blah, whatever thing it is, please take a photo and write down the information. And we always want to be specific. What was the name of the person? So Susan, who's 6, it was her birthday. She loves pepperoni pizza, for instance, right? In our case, capture the story and who they need to send the information to, the form of the information. Do you want them to text it? Do you want it to be emailed? Do you want it sent via your scheduling platform? If you have 7 shifts or hot schedules and things like that, you can do that. So explain to your team how you want this done. And the critical aspect of a team memo, which makes it very effective, is that you need to have this template actually with the name of every single team member you have that simply they're going to initial or sign in there. That way, out of 40 people that you have a part of your team, 2 people don't know about this, right? Because of the signature, that everybody signed or whatever thing it is, which is a great tool for your managers as a way of communicating with everybody. So utilize that team memo to communicate the vision you have for this impact report that you're going to be creating every single month. As I mentioned, you need to be specific of, for instance, whenever there is a donation, even, I don't know about you, but we get calls about gift cards for auctions. We donate many times as well. So something like that happens. For instance, when people come to pick the gift cards up, or when people come in and pick up 10 pizzas, in our case, right, for an event, because we ask them, so what is everybody celebrating? Oh, it's a this and this and that. It's a graduation. It's a birthday, whatever thing it is. We're like, hey, is it okay if we take a picture with you and blah, blah, so we can share it on our social? Nowadays, most people are okay with it. If it's a no, that's fine as well. So those are the times you want to be specific. Any donations we've made, any birthdays, any anniversary, any spirit night or fundraisers we've had, blah, blah, blah. So you want to make sure that you list all the different kinds of footage that you need, and photos, videos, and the story. Great. So the way we do this is our point of contact, this person, and as part of our company, what she does is that she creates a Google Doc on Google Drive. And as different occasions come up, we already know that we have a fundraiser. We know whatever thing is coming up or things that are just spontaneously happening. The pictures and videos and a story is sent to her directly. She simply, in real time, uploads them and puts them in the Google Doc. She doesn't necessarily edit everything, but she loads all the pictures up there in her report, which is what's going to be. The last day of the month, she simply goes into that Google Doc, formats it nicely, and kind of sequentially of what happened. This is a picture of this. I want to share with you a few moments. We were able to do that, and there's a picture we took with our local police officers. This is Officer so-and-so and Officer so-and-so. They've been serving our community for 10 years each, and blah, 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 and some different stuff. You're telling the story, photos, story, something like that. So 4 places that it's 4 or 5 places that's a no-brainer. That report from the Google Doc needs to be posted. One is on Facebook, regular Facebook. You can create a Facebook note. Look that up. It is very easy to create, and Facebook likes to show more of that versus if it's just a regular post. So we usually create a Facebook note, and from there we share that on our page as well. Keep it simple. Again, look these up, how to do them. If you don't know how to do that, Google Post. It is SEO friendly with our Uncle Google. So you can create, as a business, you can create posts. And when people go in to leave you a nice review on Google Pages after doing business with you, they will see those Google posts. They're free and they're very good SEO for your restaurant. So create Google Posts. Once a month, commit to doing this once a month for this person who's the point of contact to do this, right? Google Posts, Facebook Note, Facebook regular posts, and on Instagram as well. You can just kind of document it and create a carousel of images if you want, for instance, right? Facebook groups. I talk about Facebook groups all day long, friend. It is free. It has great reach. Did I mention it's free again? Okay. So the other ones are on our website. We have our blog. And so we post it there. So customers come in. Again, they want to know what this restaurant is about. Who are these people? I want them to know who we are. And we are about the community. And I want them to see it. I want them to see the faces of the little kids eating our food, or people celebrating different things, or the faces of the police officers happy getting some free pizza, and how it is. So on your website, in your email that is hopefully going out every single week. Otherwise, we need to have a conversation about that. Every single week, you must be sending an email to your customers, right? So there I also include, we do not include in our text messaging because that's kind of more for offers. So we don't do that. Email marketing is one. Blog is one. I told you Facebook notes, Facebook groups, and Google Posts. So that, as I mentioned, is our customer impact report, which is the same report. And that same document, as I mentioned, we simply get that information as well, and we share it on our scheduling platform. In our case, it's 7 Shifts. And we send an announcement thanking them for what they made possible this month and what we were able to do collectively as a team. The truth is that if you do not celebrate the difference you make in the community, no one will. If you don't tell those stories, no one will. So be proud of the difference you make. Start capturing footage and telling those stories of things that you already are doing. I'm sure of it, right? All these things are happening around your restaurant. People get together around your food, having a good time. It's time for you and I to be proud of it, capture those footage and be organized and share them with everybody. Clearly, Walmart understands it. So there's one thing we can learn from Walmart and apply it as well. All right, friend, thank you so much for tuning in to another show here at Making Dough Show. I hope it was helpful. Just send me a quick email to makingdoughshow@gmail.com. If it was helpful, you can find us again on all podcast platforms. We have many free resources on our website that you should check out, right? There's many of them. You could just go to our website, www.makingdoughshow.com. Go to the section that says resources. We have a lot of free guides for you because we want to help you make some dough around here, right? Why are we doing here, right? So take advantage of that. If there's any question you would like me to share in a future episode, be sure to let me know as well. And now it is time to get back to work and make some dough. Thank you. Bye.